So Mario Kart World finally got another substantial update after quite a while, and they added something that I was really hoping for. I wasn't sure how soon this would happen, but they are adding new Knockout Tour rallies. They're actually going to add 8 more in total, but they added 2 in this update, and presumably they're going to add like 2 per update here. But we got the Drill Rally and the Boomerang Rally, so this is really cool. Knockout Tour is definitely my favorite new mode in Mario Kart World, and I play it quite often, so I am definitely happy about this. So let's try out the Drill Rally here. So I'm going to play through each of these once. But this one starts in Wario Shipyard. But let's see here. I think there's a lot of potential for Knockout Tour rallies, so I am so glad that they're doing this. I feel like this is definitely a good compromise over like not having like completely new tracks, because it would be hard to implement new tracks. So I think this is honestly the next best thing. I mean, I would like to see characters and new karts too, but at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if we got some new characters at some point in the future. I would say by the end of the year, there's definitely a chance we could get some. Kind of similar to how the Booster Course Pass added some, like, later on. And the thing is, like, this isn't even, like, DLC or anything. It's still, like, just an update. Which, I mean, as it should. I think it would be weird if they were, like, charging extra for basically, like, things that you could do within the same map. But I mean, Knockout Tour rallies, like, even though you're still, like, playing on the same map and everything and going through some of the same tracks you've played before, it does put it into a different perspective and does, like, feel different. Because it's, like, a whole new, like, interconnected route here, which is nice. Because, yeah, this does feel new. I've played, like, all of the Knockout Tour rallies many times, so this does feel fresh, which I really like. It's like making use of something that's already there and, like, kind of reinvigorating it, I would say. I think, like, it's really, like, the best option in terms of, like, what they could do for updates for Mario Kart World. But I also think it's interesting that they've been very, like, low-key and low-profile about the Mario Kart World updates. Because there really isn't a lot of fanfare behind them. Like, Nintendo doesn't even always, like, release a video for these. They actually did this time, but I think that's just because they are actually adding, like, new rallies in this. But they updated this game at, like, 1 in the morning in the Eastern US, which is very unusual. They usually update games around, like, 9 p.m. Eastern time, so I think that's very strange that they updated this game in the middle of the night. I don't know, Nintendo's just treating this game very weirdly. It does seem like they do care about it a little more now that they're actually adding new Knockout Tour rallies, and different, like, little features as well, but it's still strange how they're handling it. Like, honestly, this would have been a really cool announcement for the Direct. Honestly, I think, like, more people would have even liked the Direct if it had something like this. Like, sure, it isn't, like, massive, but it's still, like, substantial enough to get some people excited. Like, especially because there probably won't be any, like, new games in the Mario franchise for the rest of the year, so I feel like this, as well as some other, like, little things, should keep Mario fans satisfied. Maybe not the people who are, like, super eager and, like, are starving over a 3D Mario or that game to unite the community like Mario Titans, but for most regular Mario fans, something like this should honestly be enough. Like, combine this with, like, new characters, or maybe, like, a couple other updates for, like, Switch 1 Mario games, like Thousand Year Door and Brothership, and I think, like, things are pretty much set for, like, Mario. I think I feel like that would be a good strategy for Nintendo to take. We're going into Dandelion Depths here. Or at least around it here. But yeah, I think this is a pretty good Knockout Tour rally so far. I don't really have any complaints. Because I know some of them can have weird routes, but, like, I think this one has been pretty well balanced. And also, I think it's interesting that this is the drill rally, since they're actually taking some, like, elements from Wonder. I mean, the game already kind of did, since, I used the Wonder Flower sticker on my cart, and also, like, on my profile and everything in this game. But, like, I do think it's cool that they're tapping into some of the more, like, modern Mario stuff. Like, I'm sure there will be, like, an elephant fruit rally. And I can imagine some Galaxy stuff as well, since there's been a lot of acknowledgement of the Galaxy games lately because of the movie. I think it would even be interesting if they pull something from Bonanza as well. Like a Bonandium Gem rally or something like that. Because I think they did pull from Odyssey with the Moon Cup in the Booster Course Pass. But yeah, this is pretty good so far. Because, like, I feel like the path of this one is, like, pretty straightforward. It does seem like kind of like an easier knockout rally, which does make sense. It's, like, the first knockout rally of this, like, page of knockout rallies. But it's not, like, super straightforward, like some of the paths in this game. I feel like it does have its fair share of twists and turns. I feel like there's a good balance here. And since it goes, like, kind of directly across the map, it kind of showcases this game's, like, biomes pretty well. There's, like, a good balance here. But I'm excited to play this one online. But this definitely gives me a reason to play this game more often, because, I mean, I have been taking, a little bit of a break from it recently. Because, I mean, there is only so much to do in this game, but giving this game, like, a breath of fresh air with new Knockout Tour rallies is honestly, like, exactly what this game needed without adding new tracks. Ooh, and this is an interesting path here. Yeah, I don't think this is one that, like, I know there are several other paths that, like, Knockout Tour rallies, like, haven't taken yet along this route, but it's still, like, yeah, this definitely, like, feels fresh, I would say. And it's definitely the right, like I already said earlier, that, like, it's the right decision to make this free, because, I mean, this is technically content that the game already has, but, like, it's nice to offer some content here for a game that costs $80, like, because, I mean, a lot of people already felt that the game was limited, so, I mean, like, just adding to it is, I feel like it's definitely the right move here. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're going into Bowser's Castle here. I think this is a pretty cool angle to, like, enter it from. There we go. I haven't really talked about Bowser's Castle in this game that much, but I think it's definitely one of the best tracks in this game. Like, it definitely has, like, a level of challenge to it, and there's a lot going on. I feel like it's a lot more interesting than the Bowser's Castles in the previous few Mario Kart games. Because, I mean, yeah, like, even though sometimes they had an interesting visual effect, they did just seem like Bowser's Castle again. This one actually seems a little more interesting and creative than the others. And I think it's interesting that this track, like, kind of feels harder than Rainbow Road. Like, honestly, at least in my opinion. Okay. I didn't get first because, like, Mario, like, swooped in, like, right behind me, but let's check out the next one here. But yeah, I would say that's a pretty good Knockout Tour rally. Let's see. I want to use the Rob bike this time. So let's do the Boomerang rally. I like how it has the Super Koopa for the, like, the icon there. I wonder if any of these, like, new rallies, like, that will be added in updates will have a path that uses, like, the Frost Piranhas as, like, one of the icons. I think that would be pretty cool. I mean, considering the fact that Frost Piranhas originated from Paper Mario. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'm also hoping that they add, like, new costumes and things, like, along with new characters. Like, I mean, I already mentioned new characters, but some new costumes would be great as well. Like, it would even be interesting if they made costumes for the NPC characters. I know that would be, like, an unlockable for an unlockable, but still, I still think that would be interesting. I mean, it just gives more reasons to come back to this game. And I know I've argued in the past that, like, I'm not a huge fan of Nintendo's free update model, but Mario Kart World, I mean, despite the fact that it didn't have, like, I feel like it wasn't, $80 wasn't justified for this game, it didn't feel lacking as a game. It's still, like, if this was, like, a $60 or $70 game, I feel like it would feel fleshed out. So, the content here that they're adding in updates doesn't really feel like, necessarily feel like things that should have been here at launch. It does feel like extra content, and I mean, and I think in this case, like, it's just the fact that this game did need extra content, so it is good that the game is getting updated in this case. I think it's only a problem if a game is severely lacking content at launch, like with Mario Strikers Battle League, or Nintendo Switch Sports. Because the game, like, the amount of Knockout Tour rallies, like, was still solid at launch. Like, 8 isn't bad, because these are, like, fairly long, and have a lot of replayability. But this is a pretty cool path here. But I guess the french fries were finally salted. But things like this just make me even more excited about the future of this game. Like, because before it was kind of uncertain. We didn't really know what Nintendo's plan was for this game. Because, I mean, yeah, they did add some interesting updates. Like, with, like, they added, like, some new things to battle mode with the Bomb Blast. But, like, it's like, there wasn't really, like, anything too substantial. But now, I feel like there's definitely a lot of potential, and it does seem like Nintendo seems a little more dedicated now that they actually have a roadmap, technically. I mean, we don't know when they're going to update this game, which is unfortunate. It would be nice if they gave us some concrete dates like the Booster Course Pass, but at the same time, at least we know they're going to do more with this game, since we have like a whole page of Knockout Tour rallies to fill out. But we have Moo Moo Meadows here. And it's also interesting that they, like, decided to update it, like, around a time when a lot of other games are releasing. You would think they'd drop this update when they don't have a lot going on. Because, like, right now, we're, like, Rhythm Heaven's about to drop, Star Fox just released last week. You would think they would have done this, like, several weeks ago, or, like, a couple months ago. I mean, maybe it wasn't ready yet. I mean, I'd imagine that there isn't, like, this isn't, like, too hard to pull off, but still, you never know. With a game like this, there's probably a lot of balancing that they have to do. Or they just could have been waiting. I mean, I know I said that this is, like, a very weird time, but maybe, like, in Nintendo's perspective, they were just waiting until a certain amount of time after this game was out to, like, kind of reinvigorate the interest in it. I don't know. Nintendo's a weird company. It's hard to predict them sometimes. I mean, they're pretty much impossible to predict. But I actually made a video about characters that I'd want to see in Mario Kart World alongside Dimitri and Aqua Twist. I mean, some of them are, like, kind of wishes, really, because we picked, like, a few characters from each Mario sub-series. So it was more, like, representation across the series than things that, like, we'd actually think they do. But still, I do feel like the sentiment of them adding more to Mario Kart World kind of aged well. But yeah, I think this rally's pretty solid as well. I really wish this dropped, like, a bit earlier, because Dimitri and I could have played it while we were at too many games. That would have been perfect. So, of course, they drop it the day after I get back. Because, I mean, like, Dimitri loves to play this game. I mean, he's always asking me to play French fries with him. Here we go. Okay. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna stream this game more often. But I was actually thinking I actually kind of slightly predicted this. Not through the character predictions video, because I mean, obviously we haven't gotten new characters yet. But around the time Mario Kart World was added to Nintendo Music, and we got the announcement that, like, more, like, free roam music would be added, like, after it, I was thinking that they, like, might do, like, a fairly substantial update or DLC for this game, like, fairly soon. And that technically ended up happening. Not in the way that I expected. I was expecting like a full-on DLC or something, but still, I do think like that was kind of strategically timed. And they were just kind of gearing up for it by doing the whole like free roam on Nintendo Music. Kind of similar to what they did with Kirby in the Forgotten Land. But yeah, that was pretty fun. I mean, this was my first time playing it, so it's like, I didn't do quite as well as I should have, but, I think these are two very solid knockout tour rallies. I'm definitely glad that they're adding, like, to the variety of this game and everything. But anyways, let me know what you think down in the comments, and actually, before I end the video, there's one more feature that they added that I wanted to check out in free roam. Let's see. There we go. So they added some new things to the photo mode here. So you can add stickers. I definitely think this is like a cool little feature here. You can kind of like, you can change the size and tilt them. But yeah, that definitely gives more use to these. Because, I mean, before you just, like, put them on your cart and they wouldn't, like, serve that much of a purpose, but the fact that, like, you have, like, so many of these, this definitely, like, adds quite a lot to, like, the photo mode here. And it definitely gives these stickers more of a use. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. And make sure to check out my Discord server and Blue Sky if you want to. Stay perky!